So hello there, good morning, evening, afternoon, or wherever you are in the world, ladies, gentlemen, and other furries. I am your virtual pilot for today. My name is Toby Wolfie. I'm pretty sure you know who I am, or maybe not. I'd just like to say welcome to this video, and today we're going to be, I'm going to be kind of showcasing a recent flight I did. I'm currently live at the moment in the crew training, in the crew briefing rooms at East Midlands, and I'm going to basically show you essentially how the flight went to MidwestFurFest, because yep, I did a flight there. I hope you all enjoy it, and on behalf of everyone here, sorry, there's just me. On behalf of me, I'd like to wish you all a very awesome New Year, a very awesome Christmas and holiday season if you've not already had that. And I hope you enjoy the video, so stay tuned, and yeah, this is my last video for the year, and I hope you all enjoy it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you.
This is a final call for all remaining guests on TUI Flight 254 to Lasham. Please proceed immediately to Gate 2. This is a final call for all remaining guests. 3, 2, 1, προς Ρόδο. Παρακαλείστε να προσέλθετε αμέσως στην έξοδο 1. This is a final call for all remaining guests on...
Hello ladies, gentlemen, and all furries on board today. On behalf of the cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you all on board this TUI Airways flight. We know that you are all eager to get on your holiday today to MidwestFurFest in Chicago. But before we go, we need to go over a few important bits of information before we head there. Firstly, please note that we have a no-tolerance policy for bad behaviour on board, and additionally, smoking is strictly prohibited at all times on the flight. If you do need anything at all today, please don't be afraid to ask a member of your cabin crew on board the flight. I'm your senior cabin crew member today. My name is Alice.
Hello and good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and any possible furries on board today. I'm your captain, Toby Wolfie, my first officer, and our senior cabin crew member, Alice, as well as all of the rest of the crew, would like to give you all a very warm and friendly handshake. But unfortunately, you know how the cockpit door prevents us from doing this because it's kind of locked right now. Anyhows, we would like to all, on behalf of TUI Airways, give you a very warm and friendly welcome on board our aircraft today, which is a Boeing 757-200 operating the special TUI Airways charter flight from East Midlands to Chicago via LaGuardia Airport in New York, which is flight TOM 366. And as you heard, we are departing from East Midlands to Chicago. May I remind you all that you should place all hand luggage in either of the overhead compartments or underneath the seat in front of you, and that you must have your seat backs upright with the armrests down and your tray tables folded away, as we're not planning to serve any food before takeoff, unfortunately. Please also ensure that you open your window blinds fully for takeoff, as we don't want you to miss out on the spectacular views of the scenery and our lovely aircraft that will hopefully still be flying at the time. I'm sure it will be though, as we have an amazing crew on board today who will do their utmost to ensure that your flight is an enjoyable and safe one. Please also remember that this flight is a non-smoking flight, so don't go trying to smoke, as our onboard smoke detectors will pick it up. and upon landing you'll be met by local law enforcement and will receive a hefty fine from the airline and tour operator, not to mention ruining the otherwise pleasant flight to MidwestFurFest for the other passengers on board, which I'm sure would go down well on social media. Anyhows, back to the flight. We'll be pushing back from the stand and starting our engines shortly, which today are a pair of lovely Rolls-Royce RB211s, which will be on for the whole of the flight until arriving at our gate at our destination. Following our departure from East Midlands on runway 27, our route will proceed northwesterly over either Birmingham or Manchester way, then flying over the Irish Sea, either over Ireland or just north of it, arcing over the Atlantic Ocean towards the North American coastline towards the United States, where we'll be landing at New York LaGuardia Airport. From LaGuardia Airport we will then be arcing once again northwesterly up over and towards Illinois and then into Chicago before landing at our destination, which is Chicago. Our cruising altitude for today is going to be around 35,000 feet, meaning that you get to take in some amazing views of the countries and seas we'll be flying over today. Our flight time for today will be separated into two blocks. The first block between East Midlands and LaGuardia is of roughly around 6.5 hours. After the stop at LaGuardia for refueling, we will then take another 3.5 hour flight into Chicago from LaGuardia. And we'll be arriving at our destination at around 5 or 6 AM local time. All times subject to terms and conditions. See website for details. Now for the weather at our destinations. The weather at LaGuardia is dull with rain, and unfortunately the same can be said for Chicago. Average temperatures, average humidity levels, and average wind and wind speeds. Please also note that we will be dimming the cabin lights for night takeoff, as this is perfectly normal and routine procedure for all flights that depart at night. As soon as the aircraft gets above 6,000 feet, we'll be turning on the cabin lights back on. If you wish to read or have some additional light during this period, you may use the lights above your seats. So, are you ready to begin your holiday to MidwestFurFest? We sure hope so, so sit back, fasten your seatbelts, pay your full attention to the safety video we'll be showing shortly, and we hope you all enjoy the flight and the start of your holiday. That's it from the flight deck for now. Join us next week for the next episode, which will be while we're flying midway towards LaGuardia Airport. Thanks so much, and we hope you see you and have a safe and enjoyable flight. Rightio, that's that stuff out of the way. Now let's go to our cruise captain, Alice. That's that one now.
Hello, Captain. This is the SCCM reporting that all doors and exits are now closed, armed, and set to automatic. Cross-check completed.
Roger that, SCCM. Cabin ready for departure, cockpit ready for departure as well. We're just going to get on the horn to ground and talk about the pushback shortly, and then we'll be starting the engines. Cockpit out. Screens off. Is it connected? Is it set to release parking brake yet? It's rocking, so I'm assuming yes, so we'll release the parking brake. Parking brake released. Now it's been released anyway.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Finally, there we go. Right, so we just need to check these. They are fine. Glass shield on, light overhead off. Cabin lights have been dimmed. And then if I remember correctly, we set U to ground. There we go, that sounds about right. Wait for you to spool up. Bear with me. Go back to checklists. Second pack control selector switches off. Both engines, there we go. N3 release 25%. Just check the N3. N3 is rising. There we go, and fuel control switch to run. And then we need to set to rich, I should say. Now we're set to run. Do the same on number 2, on number 1 engine now. Both set to ground. Should be getting a valve indicator, there we go. Width 25% on that indicator here. 2, 3, 4, 5% and set to run. Taxi lights. I didn't know that I was blinding anybody with my taxi lights there. Right, okay, and that should be set to run shortly. That's going well, so now we set that to run.
Tomjet 366.
Right. Let's begin our taxi onto the runway.
27, surface wind 360 at 10 knots.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 27, Tomjet 366 Delta.
Gen X2 side 5, cleared to position and hold, runway 27. Tomjet 994, cleared to Galloway as timed. Continue on runway heading, climb and maintain not above 3,000 feet. Contact ground on 124.000 when ready. Alex 53, you are on scheduled slot time at about 16:57. So if you want to get any more slot time, you will have to contact your operator.
Parking brake set. Alright then. Rightio, here we go. Everybody fasten the seat, everybody ready? Let's go take these furries on holiday to MFF.
Gen X2 side 5, cleared to position and hold, runway 27.
Ready? Brakes off and full power.
Tomjet 994, cleared to Galloway.
Airspeed alive.
Continue on runway heading, climb and maintain not above 3,000 feet. Contact ground on 124.000 when ready.
Runway's a bit slidey today. V1 check. V1 rotating.
You are on schedule.
V2 positive rate of climb. Gear up.
16:57. So if you want to get any more slot time, you will have to contact your operator.
We are just climbing.
Side 53, trying to take off runway 27, surface wind. It's 360 at 25.
1,000 feet climbed and
Tomjet 366 Delta, concerned passing altitude is 3,000 feet.
Tomjet 366 Delta.
and we're intercepting. That's looking good so far. Oh, okay, we're intercepting that one. Rightio.
Contact London Control on 127.100. Tomjet 366 Delta. Bye-bye.
Unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond my, well, kind of beyond my control, I'm going to be unable to fly the actual whole route from East Midlands to Chicago, as I'm actually going over hours So instead what I'm going to do is I'll show you me doing the last bit of the flight, the leg into LaGuardia, and then my co-pilot will take over and do the rest of the flight to from LaGuardia to Chicago. And unfortunately there was actually going to be footage of that, but our cameras on board today are not actually, they're almost full of footage already, so we're only going to be able to record the landing at LaGuardia, unfortunately, but we might be able to get some photos in later on of the aircraft at Chicago, along with the other TUI aircraft that were also joining us from other airports in relation to this whole event, because there was about 5 TUI aircraft that left the UK to go to MFF, specially chartered I should say as well. So I thank you all for your patience, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. Whatever really. I better get back to flying. The whole aircraft might flipping explode if I'm not flying it. I'll catch you all later, yeah? Take care. Bye. Good evening, LaGuardia Tower. Tomjet 366 Delta with you. ILS runway 04.
Tomjet 366 Delta to LaGuardia Tower. Wind is 2222, path at 23, runway 04, clear to land.
Copy, clear to land on runway 04, Tomjet 366 Delta.
Delta 205, you will require short departure on runway 04, surface wind is 222, path 23. United 155, contact ground on Boeing 7. United 1121, we have you 4 miles approach on 04 to land, ILS. American 1154, return next taxiway. Southwest 55, you are on stand 24, repeat 24.
And reverse thrust, maximum braking.